Now I got a call because this press at this dry cleaning facility, they said it was steaming non-stop and it wouldn't shut off, which means the steam valve is probably messed up. It's solenoid probably engaged, got stuck open. So far I can tell you that the steam valve apparently come on and there was steam going everywhere, and it looks like it probably fried. Steam was kicking back through there so much that, you know, I mean, once you get so much moisture in there with all them electronics, something's gonna pop. I would expect it being the motor, but I'm gonna go ahead and test the voltage. So far we got 120 coming into it. You jump over here and we got 14 volts, 9 volts up through here on the switches. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and test out this contraption that they've just rigged up here, brittle crap, and then work my way over to the motor to see exactly what's been going on with this thing. Up to this point, we have tested our solenoid right here. It is completely dead. We got foot pedals up here. This pedal right here is the steam and the blower. Whenever you hit the pedal, it should engage the steam and the blower at the exact same time. Works on a timer right here. If you want just steam, that's the one in the middle. You signal back through here into those wires. Comes up here, just steam. If you want the blower, it's that one over there on the far left. The signal back through here, it sends it to the blower motor. It comes on. Whenever you only push steam, or you only push the blower, engaging and putting voltage in to the steam and to the blower motor itself. You shouldn't be doing that unless it's the start. If you hit the start, it doesn't make a difference. The start sending it to both of them, the steam sending it to both of them, the blower is sending it to both of them. The steam valve got stuck, which essentially put all kinds of steam and condensation back here, more than likely fried some wires and some motors. Tell you what, it's got such a fine tooth, 108 tooth count. I can put it straight up and down, lock that head in place, and I can weave in and out between these steam lines and get this bolt right out. This was well worth the price of $30, that's for sure. Took these bolts out within a matter of seconds. Made this well worth buying. Now I want to verify if the motor's good or bad, so I got it wired up right there to a plug-in to a plug-in. And now I'm gonna plug it in here real quick. We're gonna see if she comes on. Motor's good. So done some searching. When this thing come off here, whoever has worked on this before took the door off and didn't put it back on. So that's the result of the problem right there. If I didn't put the door on, the steam went through here, and you know, all that steam, moisture caused some damage. So we're rewiring, we're putting this in here, putting a new solenoid on it, gonna get it put back together. Now you can clearly see the setup. It's a really tight confined space. You got steam lines right here, you got steam lines over here along with air lines, and then you got the mounts to the motor and all that stuff. So if you don't have the right tool for the job, it definitely makes your life miserable, because you sit here and you spend twice as much, 3 times as much time trying to fix something. That's why it's definitely essential to buy one of just about every kind of tool. And that really depends on what kind of trade you're in, what kind of job you have. If you're doing a lot of serious repairs, definitely need the right kind of tools. And that's where you buy a few tools, a little bit at a time. Makes your life easier. You get the repair done twice as fast. You move on to your next job. You collect that money even faster. Going about your day. So yeah, definitely think about that, tradesman. You never know what kind of tool you'll need, whether it's going to be an extension and a small shallow socket, a ratchet, you know, just whatever fits the particular job at that moment in time. This is a Duralast set. I brung it this time around to reassemble this, but I come across 1,000 different machines at any given time. Having the right tool, I mean, there ain't nothing like it. Now we're ready to hook up the coils, get this press back on the road, get our copper pipes, our fittings and everything hooked back up. They are definitely rusty as hell, but you know what? They still work. Ain't nothing a little bit of lube won't fix, by God. Lube it up, stick it together. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the review on these before or after you'll see this video, but I do got a nice set of these Gearwrench long panel 12-point wrenches coming up for review. Got the standard metric sizes, and I've got the 6 points as well that you can already check out on this channel. But as you can see, these things are being used in real world repair scenarios. Something you don't get on a lot of these other channels. I do a little bit of everything. I mean, whether you want automotive repairs, boat repairs, equipment repairs, machine repairs, it's a little bit of everything. Just pick one. Either way, I'll be able to tell you which field that these wrenches or other tools will do good in. You know, I test them out in a variety of circumstances that other people just don't do. Here's the whole problem. We got holes burned into the board, so had to go order a brand new board. Now this thing was only right around $200, which isn't entirely too bad. Now we're gonna plug everything up, get our wires transferred over, get this thing fixed up, get them working again. Got our basic little tools right here. This is something for grab and go situations. Nothing much, expensive, and it's great for doing this type of minute repairs. I'm gonna put these tools to work. You want to see the review, check out the description box below. Up now we got the brand new board installed, and I have made sure to check all the schematics on this to make sure everything is where it was supposed to be at before we get this thing hooked back up to power. We've also got brand new solenoid that is wired up. We rewired all of that stuff, got it in place. We're ready to plug it up and see what happens. All right, now we're gonna run the test. We got the blower here, timer on 10 seconds, and then we have got the steam timer. We will set it on about 5-6 seconds. Now we're gonna go ahead and test the motor, the blower motor. It's working, and we'll test the steam. It's working. Now when we hit the start button here, it should do the blower and the steam. Then the blower. This one is fixed. Go collect their check and move on to the next one. So basically got a call, service call. It's real late in the evening. It's after dark hours for me. Pulled this sucker off here. This is of course an air regulator, a really old one. It's a big old fat busty regulator right here. But I went and got one from Milton. This 250 PSI, and it should do the exact same thing. We will find out how they can adjust this knob back and forth, and it lets them have different amounts of air pressure on their press. But in the process of doing so, yeah, I ended up busting a whole bunch of air lines. So, you know, is what it is. Went and got some new fittings, things like that from down there at Lowe's, and we're getting it fixed up today. And we've got our handy dandy Craftsman with us this evening. Once again, different service call, different repair. So we got a steam trap failure. Figure we'll clean it up, see if we can save them a little bit of money. If not, then they'll order a rebuild kit. We can rebuild it. If you buy from Armstrong, has a lot of rebuild kits for just about everything they got, so I would definitely recommend them. This one I believe is United. I believe we'll be alright cleaning it up here, scraping all the gunk out, putting a new screen in it, see what happens. Stopped off real quick to do a mobile repair for a customer. He needed a battery, bring him a battery. I also brought some cable extenders, so we are good to go. I want y'all to look at what I'm looking at here. This is sight glass, goes inside this washer to tell them the water level. It's busted all the hell right there. It looks like they had fiberglass on the outside of it instead of fixing it. And it is so rusty. If I was to pull this thing off here, put new gaskets on it, new glass around it, there's a good possibility that the actual bolts are not going to go back in place. You got the door sill over here leaking all over the place, which is going all on the ground. It's rusting the washer, destroying the washer. And then you see that water right there? Right overhead right here is a main shaft bearing. This goes on the tub right here. In a month's time, bearings are going to be out on this washer. That's because the seals are blew out on the inside of it. This is an absolute shame. This is what you call neglecting your equipment. They don't have proper maintenance here. They don't have preventative maintenance here. This is why you should really hire people if you have a business to do industrial maintenance repairs, equipment repair, machine repair. In the end, it's going to cost you $40,000, $50,000 machine. If you buy these things used, a brand new one's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than that. At this point in time, this is ridiculous, folks. It really is. So today I'm basically having to make a brand new sight glass for this washing machine. So basically that's why I have this polycarbonate sheet of basically plexiglass, and we're cutting it up, going to grind it down, smooth it out with a big old file right here, and make it work for what we need. What we're going to be addressing now is trying to get this glass off here. Somebody decided to put fiberglass on the outside of it instead of fixing it to begin with, so we might be in for a problem of all this rust. These are stainless steel fasteners, but if they break, well, we're going to have to drill it out, cap it, all that kind of stuff, and I am not looking forward to that, but give it a shot. We're going to see. It's another one of the jobs that we got called in to do. Okay, so we're going to start on this. We're going to try to get these things out of here without stripping anything out, hopefully. If we have to, we'll break open the torch and we'll melt them. If not, we'll drill what we got to drill, tap what we got to tap. We'll get this thing up and running for them again. I mean, this is hack work right here. I mean, this is why machines rust and they don't last, and then you have all kinds of problems. And you see where this is red over here, and it's all distinctively red. You got rust right here. These are not stainless steel, so those will probably break. We'll have to drill them out, tap them, all that kind of stuff, and it just destroys the machine. Over here, you've also got rust, but you notice it's not as much red. Over here, you see all that red because right up above here, that's where the main bearing is on these. We've changed these styles of bearings before, and I've actually got videos here you can check out linked on the channel, but that will essentially be the grease. So this bearing will be going out sometime soon. I can about guarantee it, but we will go ahead and pull this off here. The seal looks really good right there. It actually looks pretty good, but the glass, you can see where somebody has just shattered it right here, and then they didn't even do a good job fiberglassing it. Look how awful that is. So I'm gonna make it by hand out of basically plastic. Well, it definitely takes some time doing some things by hand, but you know what, it's well worth it to have perfection. Look at that. I think it's pretty nice and smooth. Everything right where I wanted it at on both edges right here. Of course, I still got a little bit of a mark from my original slot. We're gonna put it in here, and that fits nice and snug. So I got that right on the money thanks to the right kind of tools. Got it all put back together. Got some nice red silicone around the outside of it that I'm gonna smooth out. Gonna clean it up. Then in the morning they will be ready to go back to work.